Good morning, good morning, good morning. Why, hotep, hotep, hotep. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Brothers and sisters, earlier this morning, a lot earlier, I put out some posts. The post is based on teaching children to stay out of relationships. That's what the post is about. Number 2, try not to have your children having sex. This is what you want. You want to have a relationship with your children. You want to make sure your children get the best out of you as you're teaching them. You want your children to get the best out of life. You don't want your children to automatically, and unfortunately, automatically start dating. Now here's the thing. Why do your children need to date? And why would you push this agenda on your children? Because my parents ain't never pushed that agenda on me to date nobody. I'm going to keep this shit simple. I don't need to use big words. I can use big words that make it sound real interesting. But I'm going to keep it real. My mother and father never taught us to date nobody. It just was not in the cards, because what are you teaching somebody to date for? Are you dating to get married? Huh? I mean, yes, you're going to like somebody naturally. You see a female, you go, oh, she's pretty. The female go, oh, he's handsome. He's cute. Yes, but explain to your children these feelings and why you feel the way you feel. Explain to your children these things. But guard them, meaning teach them that these feelings can lead up to things that you're not ready for. And that's just a fact. You got your kids going out there having sex at 13, 14, 15, etc. and etc. You actually got your children having sex. Some of you allowing your children to have sex in the house. I'm talking about, well, I can watch them closely. How can you watch your children? Huh? Then you got the young teenagers, 16, 17 years old. They're having sex. You allowing the man or the woman to spend a night over the house. And you know what this all injunction is? Like if you married. Because now, what the people will start doing is that you'll start having feelings. Then there'll be more of a control factor. Huh? And you ain't got no papers. You ain't got no natural marriage. Right? No, you don't. But you doing these things and allow your children to do these things like if they married. They're not married. When people get into these relationships, they get into these relationships to, you have to be mature. Oh, you got the peanut butter. That's my baby. Damn, right on schedule with that one. Excuse me, y'all. You get in relationships, are you getting relationships and saying, well, I'm going to get in this relationship. You get into these relationships for what? These kids want to have sex, and you know what's going on? You know what the biggest problem is? They don't know nothing what they doing. They know not what they doing. And you're allowing them to get into these relationships with emotions and sexual contacts with one another. And you know know what it does to the mind. You know what it definitely does to the body. Their body is not mature. Their mind is definitely not mature. And you still let them have sex with different people. And then what happened when people broke up? When people breaks up, some people don't handle it very well. Literally. By the time they 25 years old, they're not even 30 years old, still not mature. They got everything negative flowing through their mind. He ain't shit. She ain't shit. You're destroying your children before their time. Yeah, I tell my daughters, what you want to have sex for? Why you want to do that? How come? Why is that? I'm grown. You ain't grown. You're fucking a kid. You're a fucking kid. Then they sit up there and they pollute their minds in these false beliefs. Oh, a man ain't shit. I'd rather be without a man. You should have been like that in the beginning. You didn't need to do all that. Your mind and your body, you polluting your mind and your body. Think about it, brothers and sisters. When you have kids, teach them the right thing. Just teach them what they're supposed to be really doing. Living their dreams, making their dreams come true. Enjoying life, man. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not sitting up there getting a headache and crying because he didn't do what you wanted him to do, or she didn't do what he wanted her to do. That's what that's all about. And then from that point on, you don't realize that your child is now messed up. I don't care if they can handle it or not. Your child is messed up. Okay? And now they trying to look for the so-called good guy and the so-called good girl. But all these people have taught themselves how to be as victims and taught themselves how to be predators. Real talk. You don't want to know the truth. We could talk about ancient history, and if you do, you're not really going to listen to it anyway, because you ain't going to like how they were living. You think you're supposed to be, I can do whatever I want, and it's my life, because society told you that. Society says you can do what you want to do. And of course your kids pick that up. Peer pressure. And that's all you're doing. Is putting all this burden on your children. That's all you're doing. You're putting burdens on your children. Have to make decisions for what? They ain't supposed to be making no decisions on giving birth or having an abortion. Huh? What they having a decision, just making that kind of decision for? That shit is crazy. But y'all don't want to understand that. You don't want to understand that. Children having children. And then you cut these excuses. You talk about, oh, well, I'm growing up with my kids. You can hear that sound. Perpetrating a fraud. I'm growing up with my children. You growing up with your children. How you gonna teach your children the correct way how to live, since you want to grow up with your children? This mistake and this way of living is so deep, so psychologically torn from the innocence. From the innocence, brothers and sisters. From the pure innocence of our children. The innocence that's taken away from our children. Peep the game. Understand about life. Teach your children how to love themselves before they love others. Teach them They are important. Their body's important. Their mind is important. Teach them. Teach them the right way. Teach them the only way. Keep them away from sex and false advertisement of dating, and that dating is a format of marriage. You letting the person sleep over your house, eating your food, buying them gifts and all this thing as false advertisement, brothers and sisters. That's what that is. That's what that is. You're not teaching them reality. You're teaching the falseness of life, man. Real talk. Open up your eyes to reality. I'm Shu. Amun Ra. Teach your children to love themselves, love their minds and bodies, and pursue their dreams. Dating is not the way to be, and you know it. And a lot of you know, you can tell the horrors, the sexual horrors, the mental horrors, all of it. Peace out.